Hey guys, Crazy Postman here. Well, I'm going to do an experiment today with solar power and charging my EV. So, if you remember a few weeks ago, I tried to do it with the EcoFlow river and that thing did not have enough power. Here we go. It's ramping up. All right, it's over the max. Uh-oh. Wasn't happy about that. So, I built what I think is a better system. We'll see if it actually works or not. So inside this little case here, I have two 1200 watt hour batteries and a inverter. I also have 400 watts of solar panels here. Now, this isn't gonna actually be 400 watts. That's a 200 watt panel. In perfect conditions, I've seen it to get 180. This is supposed to be a 200 watt portable panel, and I don't think I've ever seen it over 150. So just keep that in mind. Plus, the sun's not in a perfect position. I'm not really going to aim these panels. I'm just going to lay them on top of the roof up there. I don't know, they may blow off. It is kind of windy today. We'll see how this works out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug my factory EVSE into this inverter, and then we're going to plug it in here. And I'm going to first look on the car app here. So we can see here in this car scanner app that I have 60.61 kilowatt hours in my battery right now before we start. So we're going to go ahead and deplete these batteries. Now in these batteries, it should be about 2,000 to 2,400 watt hours. And who knows what else I can get with these solar panels, probably not much. So we're going to go ahead and start here and see what I can get. First of all, I have to go back here and get my factory EVSE out of the trunk. Well, today I learned that my hatch opens up high enough to hit the carport. So yeah, be careful about that. I was able to get it out between that giant subwoofer sitting there, and I can't let go of my hatch because it will hit my roof there. So I really needed about 4 arms to do this. We got the EVSE out now, so let's go around here and give it a try. So we got our inverter plugged in now. You can see the batteries are running at 14.1 volts. They should be pretty much fully charged right now. So let's go over here and get our Ford EVSE ready to go. So the plug we'll be using today is the NEMA 515 plug. That's the standard wall outlet in North America. And then we're gonna plug it in down here. See if this is happy. I hope this ends up being happy. It is not happy. I finally got it to work after some redneck engineering. Don't ask too many questions about what this green wire is doing here. I'm sorry, I apologize to any electricians, but we are working, so we're going to go ahead and plug her in and see what happens now. All right, so we got her plugged in. It's gone up to 332 watts. 500, 600. Okay, it seems to be leveling out around 1110, 20 watts. Let's go ahead and look in the car app here and see what it shows. So it only shows that it's receiving 200 watts. We are still at 60. Well, we've gone up a little, 60.63. Let's see if there's another page that shows charging power better. EV charge power 1.04, but HV EV power is only 350 watts. Surely I'm not losing that much power between the batteries and the car. So it is showing that I'm receiving over a kilowatt of power. Let me go ahead and deploy my solar panels and see what happens here. I got my 2 solar panels up there. That big regular panel is right here. The portable panel is running a long ways along the edge right there, and they are both plugged in right here. So here's the 2 plugs coming off the 2 solar panels joined up together. Here is my charge controller down here. It says we got 12.9 volts on the battery right now. We're gonna plug this bad boy in right here. Okay, so I plugged it in. The voltage is bouncing around quite a bit. I don't know what to do about that or what that means. Probably because I'm charging and using at the same time. Now, this just kind of hangs awkwardly here in the air. I may use these extension cables so that doesn't hang in the air. My charge controller is not hanging awkwardly in the air. I got a set of extension cords here, and you can see it is actively charging the batteries. It's hard to see on that screen, but it's still bouncing around between 13 and 14.5 volts. So now this here is charging at 1290 watts. It's moved up a little bit in power since I looked at it last. Yeah, it shows in the phone we're charging at 1.1 kilowatts now. We're up to 60.74 kilowatt hours in the battery pack. So this is really slow going. Charger's putting out 1.6 kW, but the battery is only receiving 0.77, so 770 watts. So I guess the rest is being lost in heating or cooling or inefficiencies. So if we kept charging at this same rate, it says it would be charged by 12:49 a.m. And right now it's 1:13 p.m. So almost 12 hours from now. But we're not going to be able to charge the whole time. The batteries are going to deplete themselves very rapidly. And I don't think, honestly, once the batteries are depleted, I don't think we'll be able to continue charging. I think we'll have to stop charging, let the batteries recharge, and then charge some more, is what I think is going to happen here. But we'll have to find out. This is an experience for me as well as y'all. A little bit of redneck engineering going a long ways here. But we'll let some time pass and I will check back in with y'all in a little bit. We're still going strong. It is 1:46. I'm not exactly sure when I started. I should have started the timer. The multimeter down there, I just checked both batteries and they are at 12.8 volts still. Now, something I was thinking about, both of these batteries can take 100 amps each on charging. And I don't remember what that is. It might be 40 amps, 30 amps. So what I was thinking, maybe what we could do is get another one of these and 2 more solar panels and put a charger on each battery so we can get more amperage pumping into them at the same time. Again, I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I only have one of these 200 watt panels. I'm thinking about getting 3 more of them so I can have 4 of these 200 watt panels, because they were pretty cheap. I don't remember what it was. I only paid like $165 for that panel. It seems to be keeping up. It's charging these batteries at 14.7 volts right now, and it seems to be holding steady. It says 12.4 volts here on this screen, but when I check it with my multimeter here, let's see if I can do this with one hand. Probably not. I checked it earlier and the voltage was 12.81, and I just checked it again and it was 12.88. So we might be charging faster than what we're using. Not sure. We'll keep going and see how long this lasts. It is 210 right now, and I just checked the voltage. The back one is 12.83 and the front one is 12.85. So this is still showing, well, it's showing 12.3 volts, still charging at 1157 watts. Now, something I'm gonna have to watch out for, that shadow right there is my solar panel. That shadow is starting to get close to my solar panel, so here in a little bit I may have to move them to over there somewhere, because this stupid tree, it's not even on my property, and it's like mostly rotten. I may cut that down someday. I'm sure that business way over there owns this. I'm sure they wouldn't care. It's mostly fallen down anyway. Anyway, that's where we're at right now at 211. Oh, let's check the app real quick while we're here. All right, so the app says we are at 61.59 kilowatt hours. So we have almost received a whole kilowatt hour, just a few hundredths away. And we are still charging at 1.04 and receiving 770 watts. We seem to be holding steady, charging a little bit or losing a little bit. It's pretty much staying the same. So as long as I can stay in full sun, my solar panels seem to be able to hold it. So we'll see what happens. I may have to move my panels here in just a little bit. Well, we're slowly losing the battle now. It is 235 and the voltage is slowly decreasing. I just checked it and it was 12.55 volts. So it is slowly going down. I don't know, something could be overheating. Maybe the charge controller is starting to get hot and overheating. Maybe the sun is not in the ideal position anymore, or the solar panels are getting hot. They lose a little bit of efficiency when they get hot as well. I actually forgot that this power inverter here had a remote monitor to it. So you can see here we are at 12.2 volts, 1167 watts. This will be the first and the last time y'all see this thing. I broke the charge port here on this stupid thing. I plugged the micro USB in upside down and it broke off the board. So this thing's a goner. When its battery dies, I cannot recharge it. But anyway, we are slowly running out of battery power here. We'll see how much longer it lasts. It is 2:37 right now. All right, the time is 3:03. We are still losing a little bit of ground. The multimeter says 12.4 on the terminals. Under load over here on the inverter, it's 11.8 is what it shows. We are still at 1171 watts, and that shadow has not got to the solar panel yet, so we're still doing good there. Charge controller is pretty warm, but not overly warm. So we are still in a holding pattern here. We are losing ground, but we're not dead yet. Let's see what the car says. This is a different page here. So we're receiving 10 amps, 1.05 kilowatts going in, and EV battery power at 800 watts. 90.5% state of charge, and we are at 62.4 kilowatt hours. So we started at 60.61. We are up to 62.41 kilowatt hours in the battery pack. I will let it go another 15 to 30 minutes and I will check in with y'all again. All right, it is 3:25 and we've reached the end. I just unplugged the car. We got down to 11.5 volts is what it's showing. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off now. Why isn't that turning off? I wonder if I've messed up the logic there, because I just flipped the power switch and it definitely didn't turn off because the blue light is still on down here. Interesting. So my guess would be that the voltage dipped real quick and it caused this to kind of lock up its little computer there. Let's go ahead and unplug this. What I'm going to do is just spin off this positive terminal here. All right, well, it's definitely turned off now. Okay, so I just put the terminal back on and the unit remained off. So, whoops. That's what happened. The voltage just got so low that it kind of screwed up the logic there in the controller. But that's okay. It's a Chinese product made cheaply, so we kind of expect these kind of things to happen. I'm going to leave this off for a little bit and see this is charging over here. I'm going to see if we can get some juice back into the battery and see if we can run it any more before the end of the day. So we made it to about 3:25 p.m. Let's go ahead and check the app and see how much juice we got. So we are sitting at 62.58. So we almost got 2 full kilowatt hours. So we will see. We're sitting at 62.58, 91% state of charge on the display. So let's think for a minute. If I can get 3 miles per kilowatt hour, I just gained 6 miles of range for free. I know that was a lot of work for 6 miles, but you know what? That's just free power. Might as well, I would have 6 free miles than no free miles. All right, here's a check-in. It is 4:17 and we are charging. Charge controller says 14.3 volts. I didn't check the batteries. Okay, the battery is up to 12.9. What I wanted to come to you here for, I just moved the solar panels. I moved them over here to the side, so half of the portable 200 watt panel is hanging over the side here, and the other hard, I don't know what to call it, the hard 200 watt panel, I propped it up. So half of the portable 200 panel is laying flat, the other half of it is up and down here, and the hard 200 watt panel, I don't know, I can't reach all the way around, I don't know if you can see that, is being propped up by a paver for a lawn paver. So we'll let this go for a few hours and see if we can get some juice back in the battery. Maybe we can get 2 more kilowatt hours of power into the car. I doubt it. I don't think it can charge that fast, but I'll check back in with y'all and let you know. Well, it looks like Mother Nature is not going to cooperate with us today. You can see we had some clouds roll in, and looking here at the weather radar, I'm in southwest Oklahoma. It doesn't look too promising for the next few hours. Probably going to have to call this experiment, but I will keep tinkering with this. Maybe I'll end up adding some more solar panels to see how fast we can get those batteries to recharge. If we end up being able to charge them faster than it's being depleted, then I should be able to charge all day long, no problem. So that's what I'll be working on over the next couple of weeks. So thanks for hanging out and doing this experiment with me. I'll keep tinkering with this and we will see what happens in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.